So you've decided to try to do mediation in your divorce case. What's the first thing you should do? Well, you should come in with open expectations and an open mind. You should really think about what you want and have an open mind about it and what your spouse wants. You want to consider both sides. You want to know what you both want and have an open mind and potential willingness to come to the middle here, because that's what mediation is all about. It's compromising to come to a solution that considers both of your positions and is coming to some kind of resolution that takes both of that into account. And having realistic expectations is super important in that regard too, because they go hand in hand. You need to have expectations of what you're going to accomplish in mediation, what your position is versus your spouse's position, and that in order to get a mediated resolution, there's going to have to be compromise involved. There's just no way around it. I handle divorce mediations, in my opinion, having an understanding of what your positions are super important. So you want to know what you want regarding custody, regarding division of property, all those issues. But even more importantly for you is to know, why do you have those positions? You really need to self-examine and look at yourself and think about it and say, why do I want the custody arrangement that I want? Why do I want things to be divided this way? Because it's important to be able to relay that to your mediator so that that person understands, what is the big picture? Why do you want what you want? If you have that understanding, you're going to learn more about yourself in the process, and that's going to probably help broker some kind of mediated settlement much more than if you just have your positions, but you don't know why you have your positions. You need to know, why do I have these positions, in order to come to some mediated solution that works. So you've signed up for a divorce mediation with your spouse, and you have a mediation session scheduled with the mediator. What should you do in anticipation of that meeting? Well, at least as the day of, you really should be prepared mentally for it. You want to get a good night's sleep. You want to be mentally prepared for that. And that means you want to understand what you're doing on that date. You want to limit what you're doing that date. You don't want to have a crazy, frazzled, hectic day full of whatever obligations you have that day regarding whatever's going on in your life. You want to have kind of a calm day so that you can think about what you need to think about in your divorce mediation session. Eat right, exercise maybe that day, eat snacks, whatever. Be prepared so that you don't have any other distraction going on other than the mediation with your spouse and the mediator to come up with some constructive discussions so that you can work towards a resolution in your mediation case. That is an important thing to do the day of your mediation. Anytime I handle a divorce mediation session, I always tell parties, you need to come to the mediation with a list of bullet points of what the issues you want to talk about are and why those are important to you. And I prefer to actually get those ahead of time so that I understand where the parties are coming from ahead of time. But you want to have that for you so that you know what you're going to talk about, and you want to put it in the order of importance. If custody is your number one issue, that needs to be at the top of the list. If division of property is way down on the list, that's where it should be. So you need to set the priorities, because that's what's going to be discussed in mediation, is what matters to the parties most, because those need to be handled first. And that's my number one suggestion in these type of mediations is, don't just go in blind. Don't go in without any idea what you're going to talk about, and leave it up to the mediator to figure it out. This is your case, your mediation. The more successful you are in putting a list together of the issues that are important to you, the more successful the mediation itself is going to be. If you have any other questions regarding how to prepare for mediation, feel free to contact the Maggio Law Firm for more information.